So now by now, most of you guys have seen the gas-powered wire winder that we use for our perimeter electric fence. It's just, typical 14 gauge electric fence wire. Nothing really special about that. But when we do cross fencing, I like to use 1/2-inch poly tape. Here's the rig we're using today. This is actually a completely different type of winder than the gas-powered one. This one you can put just like an 18-volt drill on it and just wind it up one section at a time. Now I can only fit about 1/8 mile of poly tape on here, so you got to carry around a few, but they're really lightweight, really easy to handle. So you may have noticed we had to switch caters. Had a little issue come up with the other one, but grabbed a different one and we're back after it. There's our first splice. Second splice. Third reel. And here we are at the end. Now you'll notice we had quite a bit left on this spool here, so to avoid cutting it, what we ended up doing was pulling the spring pin from underneath here, taking this apart, so we could then run this tape through here and get it cinched tight like it's supposed to be, and then reassembled again. And we have a small roll of tape that has just a little bit that we can cut for scraps. So cut a little pieces off, got this tied up here on the line, then put a post next to it. That way it doesn't, hang down too low or anything. Then boom, we're done. Time to put posts in. Personally, I like these Zareba step-in posts. They seem to be a little stouter than the Gallaghers and other stuff like that. And this pigtail here is pretty smooth. There's one. Hey, how about that? All done. Hardest part is getting this dang thing up this really steep bank. But we make it work. Then to get power to our cross fence, we use this, I call it a jumper wire. There might be another name for it, but this piece here sandwiches onto the poly tape. And we've got a wire that goes onto the perimeter wire. Once that's clipped on there and I get the fencer up and running, we'll have power. Easy peasy. Now, I didn't know this when we started today, but my dad wants to get my uncle's heifers out onto the cover crop this evening still. So, I'm not a huge fan of that. I usually like to do it first thing in the morning so I can spend all day watching them. But I guess, like Tim Gunn says, this is a make it work moment. Got the 12 jewel fencer out. It's been sitting outside all day, catching some sun, charging up that battery. And we've got ground rods there. Got the earth sense line in too. Got the hot line. Let's get this baby fired up. There we go. So we got a little bit of resistance on the line. Have to double check stuff, but I think we're all right. Could be a couple different things, but we'll go around it and do a little check before we turn cows out in here. Ah, that would explain it. Dad put down the fence at the corner, so it's been snapping on the ground. There's my fault. All right, come on, ladies. There's the water. There's the cover crop. went down the line to investigate a little bit and looked like a deer ran through the fence and popped off an insulator and it was grounding out against the post. Now that's much better. So the cover crop that we've got these calves put out on is probably some of the best we've got. This caught an early rain that came out of nowhere and before I'd planted some of the other stuff, so this had just a little bit of a boost getting going. It doesn't look too bad, especially considering the year. We got some turnips, radishes, collards that are still green down through here. Sudan, grazing corn, some more dry stuff for them to eat, but still, some pretty dang good eating to be had out here for them. Well, it looks like the ladies found the south end. They're still kind of moseying around, just trying to figure out where they're at. As the evening goes on, and maybe a couple times through the night, I'll come back over here, just kind of double check the fence, check on them, just make sure everybody's comfy, cozy, and, you know, not destroying the fence. So, hopefully everything goes all right. Fingers crossed, right? As always, thanks for stopping by.